Britt Las Vegas Combat Academy, and you see this video here, a man in a woman's face on a train, and he's being extremely aggressive and highly inappropriate, and it's not something that I would be comfortable with any woman that I know having to endure something like that. And based off of that and that alone, I certainly, Coach Britt, I'm absolutely going to intervene, not tolerating that. I don't care what she did. I don't care what she did. You cannot do that. You cannot act like that. You cannot accost someone like that. She was assaulted. She was pinned in. He had her trapped. She had every reason to defend herself, regardless of what may have caused the situation. I'm not sure what happened. Again, but that's inappropriate behavior on that man's part. And it's inappropriate behavior for the other men standing around watching this asshole do this kind of thing. It's unacceptable. And men, it's your fault. It's our fault. We've allowed these people to come and run roughshod, and now women and children can't even get on a bus or a train or a plane and go somewhere without being accosted by someone like this, because we stand around and look the other way. It's time for men to man up. Get involved. That doesn't mean you have to fight them. It just means you have to become a presence and step in between them and separate them from the situation. And if it escalates from there, to do what you have to do. But no one should have to tolerate enduring this sort of behavior from anyone, anywhere, at any time. And as a society, we should frown on it and do something about it. Watch the video and ask yourself, what would you do in this situation?
This white man just put his fucking This white man just put his fucking hands on me, gangster. You don't fucking put your hands on me, gangster. You put your fucking hands on me, and I just fucking punch you.
Good, fine.
You put your hands on me,
that's it. Tits the cat.
Done. Nigga, fuck you. You don't fucking put your hands on me, I'm fucking black.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. When somebody
But
says
you're
no,
taking up the
that
seat.
means no. Fuck out here. Mad people, there's mad fucking seats, but you wouldn't do that to a fucking man though. You wouldn't do it to a fucking man though.
What seats?
You wouldn't do it to a fucking
Yeah,
man
what?
though. Don't fucking talk about it. This white man.
All right, Shalom to the elect of Israel. I want to start by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to whom it rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect of Israel. Yeah, this is a video I came across earlier today. Man, this one that you're seeing right here on the screen, yeah, and especially this guy, because this guy, I seen his post, Las Vegas Combat Academy, Lost Vegas Combat Academy. All right. He's like a well reputable combat teacher, but he should just stuck to his combat stuff, man, because this wasn't good wisdom, man. All right, just stick to teaching people how to fight, okay? But this type of simp energy is spread throughout the world, man, especially here in America. This is why these women feel like they can do what they can now, because they feel like if they do something and a man tries to retaliate, somebody else is going to step in, or just because how this world is, they feel like they can do whatever and get away with it, because of baby boy niggas like him. Baby boy ass niggas, man. This guy's what you just heard, because he said he doesn't care what she did. A man can't be in a woman's face like that. And he said completely unacceptable, but he doesn't know the whole story. Okay? And he said it's also wrong for the men that was around watching it and not stepping in. That's just not a wise thing to say, man. Look, and I did this lesson, to say this is another example, once again, basically, look, the scriptures tell us how to deal with stuff like this. Basically, if it does not concern you, don't get involved. All right, in Jacob's trouble, people like this guy who wants to step in every situation, in every altercation they see, for example, a man in a woman's face. Dumb people ain't going to live long in Jacob's trouble. Those people are not going to live long. You see, this dude could be so strong and know how to fight, but you don't have a strong sense of wisdom. Okay. And man, you got to really be thankful for this truth, because somebody as reputable as this doesn't have wisdom like that. He's just going off of, you know, what he feels should be, okay, or what the world honors as honorable, or what the world sees as honorable. You know, when we have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, see, these men ain't gonna make it through in Jacob's trouble, man. You see how the elect is gonna be, you know, that like that precious gold. They're gonna know how to navigate in situations, okay. But for him to say he don't care what she did, and this is why a lot of you women get away with a lot of stuff. I'm thinking about what Hassan Campbell said. A lot of you niggas said. All right, that's a lot. That's another video. But you know, to you women, a lot of you niggas, lock you, man. All right, but yeah, dudes like this, you know, listening to that will get you killed. Okay, especially in these times. You know, you see a woman and her man arguing, or a man and a woman's face arguing. Me personally, I've seen that in real life. I did not step in, and I felt no shame and feel no shame to this day, and will not continue to feel shame for the future. All right, because look, these people, man, are on edge out here. You know, you think you could just come in and bully the other dude out the person's face? How do you know that person doesn't have a weapon? How do you know they don't have a gun? You know, a gun, all you got to do is just aim it. It doesn't even have to be, you know, your arm fully out. They can just pick it up out of their pocket. They know how to draw quick and just shoot you. Now your life lost. And now the woman is going to go about her life. And he going to be getting locked up, but still alive. And you on the floor in a pool of blood, or whatever. Or how do you know that there's not other people in the background, you know, that he could call to come get you? You see, the scriptures tell you how to navigate these type of dudes. All right. And the reason I showed the other video, aside from this, because people in the comments, you know, saying, you know, people, somebody should have stepped in. Men should have stepped in on the train watching. Look, brothers, you know, if you see some stuff like this going on, all right, even if it's just men arguing, okay? But if you see like a man and woman arguing, you know, leave it alone, man. If it does not concern you, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just mind your business, all right? The scriptures talk about that. I'm going to get it, okay? Actually, let me start off with this one first, man, because these type of dudes are not going to last long in Jacob's trouble. Proverbs chapter 2, starting in verse 6 through 7. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. See? So from the Lord comes wisdom, right? Verse 7, he layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. Where? In the Bible, in the scriptures. Right? He says he's a buckler to them that walk uprightly. Okay? So there's So wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is in these scriptures. Okay. Now let me get this one. This is Proverbs 26:17. It says, "He that passeth by and meddleth with strife belonging not to him," meaning you getting in something that does not concern you. Right? You just getting in it, right? It says, is like one that taketh a dog by the ears. Yeah, you're going to get bit, you know? Pull a dog by his ears, see what the fuck going to happen, man. Okay? You get in the middle of something that does not concern you, all right? Leave it alone, okay? This is part of that wisdom that's laid up for the righteous. Leave these people alone. If it does not concern you, you hear somebody yelling and shouting, because look, these women out here going to get a lot of men killed, man. Because a lot of judgment is coming on these women, especially in these last days. The scriptures say this real quick. All right. The scriptures say this. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Get right to the point. Verse 18, it says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Yeah, you know, this is describing Jacob's trouble. All right. You're going to have turmoil in the cities and everything, and men are going to be afraid. All right, so how much more the women? And women without men are helpless. They just open season, okay? Open season, man. You know? And the scriptures talk about how women are going to be getting, you know, GARAPED out here. Okay? Yeah. You know, it's going to be men getting the get back on these women out here. All this muck that these women are running. Yeah. The Lord gonna get these women, okay? He gonna get him in different ways too. You know, the Lord bringing judgment down upon men and women, male and female. Okay? And some of that might just be by the hand of another man. Okay? And there's men that have died jumping in situations with women trying to defend them that they had no business jumping into. Okay? And that dude, oh man, that right there, that gave me a whole nother outlook on him, you know, because, you know, he's talking like he's some type of, you know, like he was honorable in saying that. You just stupid. And there's men, you know, in the comments agreeing with him, like, yeah, man, those guys were pussies, man. You know, like, and he said, I'm going to play it again, actually, if I can. I'm going to try to play it again. All right, let's hear what he said one more time. You heard it in the beginning. He said, don't you do that again. So the woman obviously did something. All right. And for her to have him up in his face, for her to have him up in her face like that, she must have done something bad. You know? But listen.
Las Vegas Combat.
All right, so listen to this dude, man.
Academy, and you see this video here, a man in a woman's face on a train, and he's being extremely aggressive and highly inappropriate, and it's not something that I would be comfortable with any woman that I know having to endure something like that. And based off of that and that alone, I certainly, my Coach Britt, I'm absolutely going to intervene, not tolerating that. I don't care what she did.
So he said he's going to intervene, and he doesn't care what she did. A dude like that is going to get offed in Jacob's trouble. Shit, even before it happens, he might get offed. But in Jacob's trouble, you jump in something like that, 9 times out of 10, you are not getting away. And if you do, Amos 5:19, there's something else out here waiting for you. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. All this self-defense and you're not having wisdom. You see how great wisdom is, man. It'll keep you alive at the end of the day. You know? It doesn't. But he said he don't care what she did. Let's listen again. Hold on.
And I don't be comfortable with any woman that I know having to endure something like that. And based off of that and that alone, I certainly, my Coach Britt, I'm absolutely going to intervene, not tolerating that. I don't care what she did.
And you see his straight bullshit on his face. You know, you don't care what she did, and you're going to intervene. The scriptures speak directly against that. Sirach 11:7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause. And that's what a lot of things go on. You know, a lot of stuff like that happens. A lot of people don't know the whole story, but like to shoot off and spout off at the mouth, you know, making accusations and blaming stuff. All right. And overlooking things. You've heard, so you have to understand both sides. And from the video, he said, don't you do that again. She did something. But a lot of men overlooked it because they pussified, raised by their mom. If they have a dad in the house, he ain't teach their ass right. Dad fucking failed him. Okay? Because dad didn't give him wisdom. All right? You know, when you look at certain stuff, you know, regarding men and women and stuff like that, you can't just always side with the woman just because she's a woman, man. You can't do that. That's a lot. That's what that happens a lot in this world, man. And a lot of men get put in the wrong position. You know, something bad happens to that. Just something bad happens to them just because of all they heard was this man did such and such to this woman. And everybody, that's what people stop listening and they just judge off of that. You know, you women got it coming, boy. You women got it coming. Lord gonna get you fucking women, man. All right, he's gonna get you women. He's going to get you women, especially you Israelite women. All right, but he said he's gonna intervene. All right, let me play a little bit more of that. Take it back one more time.
And based off of that and that alone, I certainly, my Coach Britt, I'm absolutely going to intervene, not tolerating that. I don't care what she did. I don't care what she did. You cannot do that. You cannot act like that. You cannot accost someone like that. She was assaulted. She was pinned.
Okay, but what if he was defending his mother or something that she did? Now what? Answer not before thou hast heard the cause. Okay? Got to know both sides to pass judgment. This man ain't fit to be a judge. Stick to teaching people how to fight, man. And stay your big ass in the house. All right? Coach Britt. I mean, I give it to him. He is a good teacher in learning how to fight, but you don't have wisdom. See, wisdom can get you out of this whole situation right here. You know, wisdom can get you walking away from this live. And the thing is, he's pushing this out to people. You know, he's pushing this. A lot of people are going to get murked out here, man. You see why the elect is going to be more precious than fine gold, because with the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, they're going to know how to navigate through stuff. But he said he's going to intervene. Let me get this, because the script, what I just said, reminded me of a precept. Sirach 11:9. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not. Don't get involved in something that ain't your business, man. That could keep you alive, especially even before Jacob. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is for us to live by. Okay? Not the scriptures say this. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 4, verse 5. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. You have to use wisdom, man. You know? I mean, we got times, you know, where we do foolish stuff. I personally have times, you know, where I've done foolish stuff, but ultimately you got to use wisdom, all right? But you see why the elect are going to be, you know, you see part of why the elect are going to be that, all right? Now, say, you know, he gets in the middle of it, the woman runs away, and now them two is fighting a bloodbath, all right? Meanwhile, you know, now put it in the setting of Jacob's trouble. Them two going at it. In Jacob's trouble because he saw the man in the woman's face. He trying to be big old black Superman, you know, stepping in the middle and trying to break it up, being a tough guy. All right, now they fighting. Meanwhile, you got an elect man watching this from a distance. He gonna leave y'all alone because of wisdom, knowledge, understanding. And he's going out alive by both of y'all. You stupid niggas done killed yourself. You see why let me just get it, man. All right, this is Isaiah 33:6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh is his treasure." This is the book of Isaiah 13 and verse 12. I will make a man, the Lord's going to make an Israelite man, an elect Israelite man, more precious than fine gold, even a man in the golden wedge of Ophir. Okay? Even a man in the golden wedge of Ophir. All right? And brothers, don't be running up to protect no random woman, man. Don't be doing that, okay? I don't care what the situation, like, you know, if it doesn't concern you, don't deal with it. Even if you see some crazy shit going on, you know, even if you decide, like, in your head, like, damn, that is wrong, you know, they shouldn't be doing yada yada. It doesn't concern you. Just walk the other way, leave it alone. You can keep your life like that, okay? A lot of people don't know how to mind their business. They come across the wrong person and they won't leave. You know, and I ain't talking about the person whose business it does concern. I'm talking about the person who can't mind their business. 9 times they come across the wrong person, they might not leave that situation. You see, but the elect, man, that wisdom is precious, man. All right, but I wanted to, you know, do a lesson on that, man. You know, brothers, I had to do a lesson on that, man. That right there, oh Lord, that. And me pissed off, man, but, you know, and this dude, you know, it's crazy, man. You know, all this tough talking he's doing, everyone is, you know, talking about, you know, man, under the description, it says a big guy was shouting at a woman on the subway. Coach breaks down why this behavior is dangerous. What will you do in this situation? Step in or stay? I'm staying the fuck back. Keeping my life. You know, you go ahead and be Superman and get parked if you want to. All right, but I'm not getting in the middle of that. Even if you can stop the situation, don't get in the middle of it if it concerns you. You know, who cares what these other dudes out here got to say? You know, who cares? You know, they're going to, and you know, they're gonna be different than you for sure. You know, they you know, someone be like, cause you know, you pussy, we built different. Yeah, you gonna be dead, I'm gonna be alive. We definitely built different. Yup. So I just want to put that out there, brothers. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect. giving all the praises, honor, and glory to whom it rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, every well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect of Israel. Shalom to the elect.